Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JM Touchdown Show, hosted by yours truly, Joe Shea, Fanatics Sports. And joining me today is Mike Kennedy of Mike Kennedy NFL. Now, Mike, let's get started. What do you got for us?
So this week, free agency has been died down a lot as compared to our past couple episodes. So there's not a lot to hit on. But just a couple hours ago, before we started recording on Thursday, March 31st, Bobby Wagner dropped 5 years, $50 million to the Rams, which can go up to $65 million in incentives. I want to know what your take is on this deal and how he can improve the team.
Great deal for Wagner. Amazing deal for him, being a 31-year-old middle linebacker who's on the decline. Still a great player, top three-ish, top five, top 3 to 5 inside linebacker. Rams got screwed over by it. He's going to be 36 at the end of this deal. He's going to be making 10 to up to 13 million a year. Had to do some math. I don't know if you saw me have to, do that mentally. 10 to 13. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if 65 divided by 5. I should, though. 60 divided by 5 is 12,
13.
Whatever. Yeah, high school. I was good in math in high school. I haven't taken it since freshman year at college, but whatever. I think the Rams kind of got screwed over by this deal because, like I said, he's going to be 36 by the end of this deal, still making $10 million a year. I don't think he'll be worth it after 33. I think this should have been like a 2-3 year deal for Bobby Wagner. Cause last year, although he had a lot of tackles, it was kind of noticeable that he wasn't the same exact player he was in years prior. I don't know if that's just me, but the Rams are obviously going to be better than they were last year. They might go back to back. Who knows? It's very hard to do, but they're a great defense. They got Wagner, Ramsey, Donald. They lost Darius Williams. I can't think right now. Leonard Floyd's still there, right?
Yeah, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, I know they lost Vaughn, but Leonard Floyd's a pretty solid replacement. Obviously not on the same level as Vaughn, but we'll still get those sack numbers. They're going to be a great defense. They're going to be a great team. I just think this isn't the best contract for the Rams, but it's the best contract Wagner could have gotten. How about you?
Yeah, I feel like with the Rams, you can kind of have to grade them on a different scale because every year they're just going all in on the present.
Yeah.
So he's almost definitely not going to make it to the end of this deal. I don't know.
Shot.
We'll have to see how the contract works out. It could be like Von Miller where they're basically non-existent years. I don't know yet. But after they lost Von Miller, acquiring Bobby Wagner, like you said, not elite anymore, but still one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
You don't think he's elite anymore? Are you saying?
At least he wasn't last year. Maybe he can bounce back.
Yeah.
To because he was still really good in 2020 last year.
Yeah.
He was not very good in coverage and his tackling slipped a bit. His PFF grade was his lowest since 2015. But I will say his PFF grade was still over 10 points higher than Troy Reader's grade last year, who he's going to be replacing.
Yeah.
And Troy Reader was probably the weak link of the entire defense. He had a 46.7 PFF grade last year, 60.4 the year before, and 28.6 the year before. 28? That. Yeah. So it was a weak spot that needed being addressed. He's not going to, like I said, he's not going to fill the same role as Von Miller, who was more of an edge defender, but this was a weak spot that the Rams sorely needed to address. And even if Bobby Wagner has slipped a bit, he's still going to be huge for the unit.
Yeah, and he's going to get like covered up by everyone else.
Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, all of them. So, he's still going to play well for them. But as I was saying, I just don't know if maybe there is the fake years thing like they did with Vaughn, but as it stands right now, from what at least I know, the contract's not worth it for the Rams. But we all know how they are. They're very aggressive no matter what.
I think I'm most intrigued to see what the Rams look like in 5 years or so when all of this comes to head. I just they could ride it all the way to the top and then completely combust. I just think it'll be interesting because of how they just keep. They're like one of the greatest money laundering things in the world. I don't know how they keep doing it, but
the Saints are good at it too. But obviously they lost Breeze and all that, and Mike Thomas has been hurt. But do you think one Super Bowl is enough for this to all be worth it? For their future to be kind of ruined? Or do you think the minimum's?
I think it's not what you would like hope for in the best case scenario, but I think in the end of things, especially for a team like the Rams that hasn't seen much success in recent years, like the Patriots have spoiled us, or Tom Brady, I should say, really has spoiled us. Nobody really does. Like the Steelers only won 2 titles, the Saints won, the Packers won with Rodgers, Peyton Manning only won 2, one in each city. I think just the one title that they got was worth it, but they should at least be competing for the next 2, 3, 4 years. So We'll see how it goes. At least if they're in the mix, they should have a shot.
Yeah. And speaking of another team that's going to be competing again next year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had some big news come out of their front office and coaching staff, where Bruce Arians resigned/retired as the head coach and became the senior vice president of football operations.
Something like that.
Yeah. And now Todd Bowles, former head coach of the New York Jets and defensive coordinator of the Super Bowl winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers, is the head coach. So how do you think that there's one thing I want to get into first, which is like the basics, and there's another thing I want to get into after that about this. How do you think this helps or hurts the Buccaneers?
So I think the Buccaneers have one of the most solid coaching staffs in the NFL, to where even if Arians, the head man, is gone relatively, I don't think they'll suffer much of a change or loss, because don't die over there. You good? Yeah, I don't
know how to drink water. This has been a problem for a while. Oh my God.
Tried to power through it, but it's funny.
I don't know how to drink water, and this happens to me all the time. It's so annoying.
This would be a treat for the video watchers of the podcast.
All right.
Anyways, I don't think it'll change much, because they've had all this chemistry, and Bowles and Leftwich themselves were kind of
I'm not even gonna skip this. No, I can't. No, I'm putting it back down. Keep going.
Bowles and Leftwich, they were getting head coaching on interviews. Arians didn't really even call many plays himself. He divvied it out amongst his staff. So on the field, I don't think it'll change much. Obviously, he's like a very demanding presence, but like their actual scheme and whatnot, I don't see much of a change. How about you?
I mean, he's a defensive-minded coach, as we all know. So I think maybe that kind of wait, Bowles, right? We're talking about Bowles.
Oh, Bowles. I thought you were talking about Arians, but yeah.
No.
I was like,
come on, I'm not that dumb. We all know how
you can't drink water, so
yeah, shut up. So Bowles is a defensive-minded coach, so I think that might change a little bit around the organization, but like maybe they become more of a defensive-minded team. I mean, they already have been a very good team defensively.
They've been in the top 10 of defensive DVOA every single year since Todd Bowles has been the defensive coordinator. So
schematically, I don't think much changes. I think maybe a little bit does, because like offensively, maybe that Bruce Arians influence isn't as much there, and Leftwich has more freedom. Maybe Bowles brings in a little bit offensively, even though we all know that it's like his real strength. And then who knows who the D coordinator will be, or if they'll even have one, because obviously Bowles is probably going to be calling the defensive plays. Leftwich will be calling the offensive plays, and Arians will just be up there being some old fat white guy doing whatever he does in the front office. No offense to you, Bruce Arians. He's not the charming Andy Reid type, but you know what I mean.
I
think it changes a little bit. I don't think they become as much aggressive on offense, because although like Leftwich probably called most of the plays, Arians still had that influence, because we all know quarterbacks' first years in Arians' offense, they struggle. At least
Roethlisberger, Palmer, Luck,
Winston. Brady even had some interceptions his first year, although they won the Super Bowl. So it didn't really matter in the end. But I think only a little bit changes schematically. I don't think they'll be as much as aggressive on offense. I think the defense will be the exact same scheme. And I don't know what Arians will be doing in the front office exactly, because, I mean, I said what his role might have been. I could have been wrong. I thought I just heard that somewhere. But I don't know what that role does, because I don't work in a front office, obviously, because I'm not even 20 yet. So, you got to be the minimum of like 60 years old to be somewhere in there. I'm kidding, obviously, but
Sure seems like that sometimes.
no, right? Yeah. Well, 60 and white. Can't forget that. This like literally your bald, white beard, whatever. I just was trying to make a stereotypical joke about GMs and whatever, but I'll shut up. Yeah, I don't think much changes. I took way too long to even to get that point across, but I don't know what Arians will be doing. That's what confuses me the most about this, honestly. But the thing is, do you trust Todd Bowles to be a head coach? Because we've seen him fail, although it was the Jets. We've seen him fail with the Jets. But
I'm really intrigued to see Todd Bowles get another opportunity because like his first year there with the Jets, they went 10-6, almost made the playoffs until Ryan Fitzpatrick threw away the game against the Bills in Week 17. And he always had a good scheme, and players seemed to like him. But there's only so much you can do when Ryan Fitzpatrick, Geno Smith, Bryce Petty, Josh McCown, Sam Darnold are your starting quarterbacks. I'm just excited to see him get a shot where it's a complete team with a great quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think there's definitely something to be seen there. Obviously, we knew Arians or friggin' Freddie Kitchens, they'd be contenders, but because Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin will come back at some point. Who knows if Gronk's going to come back, Fournette, etc. I mean, either way, the team's going to be good, So that's really all I got for Todd Bowles, but I want to talk about something else with this that has come out recently. It's a little conspiracy theory about this that Mr. Tom middle name, what's his middle name? Whatever. Tom Brady allegedly said he would only come back if Arians is no longer the head coach and that he retired or something. And he knew the day of or the day after he came back that Arians was going to do this. So do you think that could be true that Tom forced Arians out?
First, I can't believe you're a Patriots fan and you don't know the full name of Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
I couldn't think. I knew it was Edward and I thought Patrick, but I couldn't be sure because I don't know. Whatever.
But to answer your question, I don't know. I think it's possible. Little naive to think that there wasn't some Brady correlation because we know they butted heads a little bit, like with play calling and whatnot. Yeah. But I don't think that's the main reason this happened. Bruce Arians was going to retire probably next year, regardless.
Yeah.
And the way that he explained himself and the way even Tom Brady wrote a post about him afterwards, I believe that what Arians said about wanting to leave contender for Todd Bowles to coach. And
yeah, he didn't want to leave him with a rebuilding team
because then, he would be left with a team like he had with the Jets, probably get fired again. And Bruce Arians throughout his entire career has been one coach who has really pushed for diversity on coaching staffs. Both of his contenders are black or coordinators. I don't say contenders. Both his coordinators are black. And him and Dan Campbell, who we'll get to in a minute, they've always pushed for diversity. So I personally believe what Arians said. So there's probably a little bit that had to do with Brady, but I don't think it was the sole reason this happened.
Yeah, I know. I know other shows like Pat McAfee are saying they're all saying, "Oh, it was all Brady. It was all Brady. Brady did this."
That's the fun storyline that everybody would love to believe,
and it's fun, and it'll get you get it out there. But I think Brady definitely had something to say. I'm a little more strong about it than you are. I think he was a little more. Brady himself was a little more strong about getting Arians out than what you're saying, because obviously we know they did butt heads, and I know how Tom Brady is. He's been my team's quarterback for 20 years, or was, even though I wasn't. I actually was alive for every year he was our quarterback, I think. Wait,
started in 2001. He was drafted in 2000.
No, yeah. Okay. So I was 02. No.
7. When were you born?
02.
Okay, yeah, you missed the whole first Super Bowl season.
Yeah, but that's fine. I was trying to think of timelines, but I missed the first one. Boo-hoo. I had 6 other ones. But so I definitely think he had something to say about it because I know how quietly outspoken he is, if you know what I mean. I noticed that. Like he doesn't like go out in public and say stuff, but he'll be in the front office, be in the coaching staff, like, hey, I'm Tom Brady. You do what I say type of deal. I think he definitely had something to do with it. 100%.
Yeah, if you're going to choose one or the other, like it's obvious, even if it's only going to be 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, how old is Arians?
He's almost 70.
Exactly. He's not going to be in the game much longer either. So I would rather pick the quarterback who is the best of all time. Greatest. Great. There's difference between greatest and best. All right. He's the greatest. All right.
Don't make me spread my agenda all over this.
I know. We can get into that. We can get into that another time, but we already have this. Yeah. But I think he's all right. Well, let me clarify that. Greatest by accolades and accomplishments, not the best talent-wise. We will actually have this argument another time, though. However, I lost my whole train of thought. Oh, when you have the greatest quarterback of all time, you pick him over the 68, 9, or 70-year-old coach. I purposely did not say the number completely.
What?
Just because even if they both retire after this year, you still pick the one who's going to bring more value. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he did some. And there's one other headline that really matters that's happened so far, and it's the playoff overtime rule. What is it exactly? It's each team gets at least one possession with the ball, and then it's sudden death.
Yeah, and it's only for the postseason.
Yeah. I don't get why they only did postseason because I think that'd be really cool to see all year round, personally.
I read that the Colts and the Eagles proposed where it would happen in the regular season and the playoffs, but there wasn't enough support. But for the postseason vote, they won by 29-3. So it seems the majority of the league thought this was a good idea.
I mean, it definitely is a good idea. I'm a big fan of it. I mean, we ran a poll. We did run it a little late, but I mean, you could say that to someone on here who's in charge of the polls.
What? I'm kidding. When did that become official?
I'm joking around, but although we did run a little late, we got some votes on it. Currently, let's look. We're taking a little look.
3 votes.
Does it actually only have 3 right now?
2 of which are probably yes.
Yeah, well, everyone. No, that's false. No.
You didn't vote on it?
Shut up. Everyone says they love it. None of the votes were us.
A whopping 100% of the votes.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever want to take context out of something, you don't say the sample size, although it's not a good study. Still works. I mean, I know.
I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist. I like to tell the truth at all times.
Who does this guy?
Anyways, if you would like to vote on these polls, this is at JM Touchdown Show on Twitter. We only have 7 followers, so give us a follow. We may or may not follow back, but we're trying to grow. And
probably not, honestly. Most definitely. Unless
what did you just say? You don't have to say that. I said may or may not.
You know what we'll do? We'll retweet all your tweets instead, just to show that we still support
all of them.
Unless it's like I don't know, saying like Mac Jones sucks, I won't touch it. But
that's where you draw the line.
Well, I mean, there's obviously worse things that could be said that I obviously, you know what? My Twitter isn't the most appropriate thing either. Not in like that type of way, but I tweeted about Jacob Sartorius today because I hate Jacob Sartorius. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
You know who he is?
I saw it and I was like, this is why he has 33 followers.
Yeah. Hey, shut up. I'm not good at Twitter, but no, that's all right. Well, I want to talk about that for a sec. Jacob Sartorius, right? I'm a sophomore in college, right? I'm 20 years old in like a little more than a week. I've known about Jacob Sartorius since 8th grade. How old do you turn 8th grade? You're 13 and 14, right? depending on like when your birthday is. And that was when he was saying, you can wear my sweatshirt. How is this kid still famous?
I literally wouldn't have thought about or heard of him in probably 6 years until you posted that shirtless picture of him on Twitter.
Dude, first off, he's the same height as me, and I'm 30 pounds more than him. Get in the gym, you bum. Oh my God. The post picture I posted, this kid's arm is like the size of like my finger. I'm like, dude, I don't know how old he is. He's 17. Oh no, I was 2020. He's 19. He's
I was
19.
about to say, you're just picking on
Oh,
a
no,
minor.
he's 5'8". Wait, I'm confused. Everything says he's different. I'm not 5'8", guys. Sorry to let you down. All right, whatever. Still, the kids, I don't like him. I never have. He's a loser. He's a twig, which, sorry to people who are skinny, like really skinny. I don't mean to offend you. It's just hit a gym. You know, I'm talking to Jacob, not like you're, you know, if you're trying to post shirtless pictures online, you can't do that unless you're ripped. It's not allowed. But back to overtime.
I can't believe this is what our podcast turned into, and only the third episode, a rant about Jacob Sartorius.
It's Sartorius, by the way. There's no first
Sartorius. I would hate to disrespect the man.
No, disrespect him all you want. That kid is a loser. I will not wear your sweatshirt. I will burn it, buddy. But anyways, overtime rule change. I'm gonna try and restart. It's great. It definitely helps. I mean, the Bills and Chiefs. Imagine if that game had that rule. You know how insane that game would have been? Because Josh Allen was going down the field. There was no stopping anyone at that point. It was just after that, the sudden death would have been fine. But I mean, it was really disappointing, in my opinion, to just watch Mahomes obviously win the coin toss. We all were like, okay, the Chiefs won. I think that was everyone's reaction when that happened, right? And it brings more incentive to like, actually, it brings less incentive to the coin toss is what I meant to say. Like, it's like, oh, shoot, we lost the coin toss. Well, now we get a possession. Obviously, overtime in postseason is not a guarantee every year. I mean, it's probably happened at least once a year. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure. But, you know, I don't have that pulled up in front of me. But either way, it still brings less incentive to the, I don't know why I keep saying more, less incentive to the coin toss because now you know that you actually will have a chance no matter what happens. That's why I love it.
Yeah, this argument has been beaten to the ground so much since that Bills Chiefs game. Yeah. And I just think all of the arguments against a rule change like this are just easily shot down because, it's each team has a chance because one team plays defense. Yeah. Well, why don't both teams have to play defense? We know in today's game that offense wins games and is much more prolific than defense. So each team should get an equal shot on both sides of the ball. Oh, but then they're just going to go back and forth. No, one team can choose to go for a 2-point conversion if they want, and that would automatically win the game. Like,
wait. Say that again?
On the second try.
Oh, okay. So like, say like the Chiefs would have scored and the Bills got it scored and went for 2.
Yeah, they could. Right. But
okay.
Because someone did propose a rule that they would end the game on the first possession with a score and a 2-point conversion, but that was shot down. But say the first team scores a touchdown, kicks an extra point, Bills go down, score a touchdown, go for 2, then they would win the game. I think that's a nice alternative to either of the whatever you want to call it that we've had before or that are proposed in the future. And like all the arguments about, this will ruin the game or this is not how it used to be. We just changed the overtime rules a decade ago because teams were just taking 2 20-yard passes, kicking a field goal and ending the game. It's just the game evolving. Now offenses are even better than they were then. So obviously we're going to make it more equal.
Yeah. And you were saying how this argument was beaten to the ground, right? Yeah, I mean, I agree. This argument was definitely beaten to the ground. Something else that might have been bitten to the ground was kneecaps by Dan Campbell. And I remember tweeting saying like, don't you hate that or something?
What's been beaten to the ground are the jokes about kneecaps and Dan Campbell. I said every time someone makes a kneecap joke, a puppy dies. So you're welcome for that.
Sorry, someone's puppy, but as we say that, the Lions were just announced they were on Hard Knocks. Or, well, we found out that it was announced that they are on Hard Knocks. And how do you think that's going to be a good Hard Knocks?
I think it will be because, like, even with all the jokes about kneecaps, Dan Campbell's really entertaining.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, no matter your
he's a
opinion,
great speaker.
And I think I also tweeted this. He's a likable version of Rex Ryan. Like Rex Ryan was really entertaining when they had Hard Knocks in 2010, but he's not really the most likable guy.
Well, I will say this. I love him, and that's my boy, because he was just coming off of being the Jets and Bills coach, and he was hired to play the role of a like IRS Patriots fan, and like Adam Sandler throws something and hits his Tom Brady post. He's like, don't disrespect the GOAT. And then he like does something with the bobblehead, and he grabs the bobblehead and like holds it. And he's like, talks about Bill Belichick for a sec. First off, that was amazing.
That makes sense why I've never heard of it now.
No, it's a great, you have to watch that. Anyone out there, it's like one of my favorite comedies out there. That's my boy, Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg. It's great. It's not rated good, but it's hilarious because no comedy is rated good. No, it's
right.
It's like
they don't really make those these days.
What?
Like they don't really make comedies like that like they used to in like the early 2000s. So
exactly. But back to Lions, whatever. I'm the sidetracker here. But hey, it's more entertaining.
So what's your relationship with Hard Knocks? Do you watch it every year? Do you
So let me look up the I haven't watched it consistently.
Last year was the Cowboys.
I did not watch that. Let me
year before. I can read them to you if you want.
Okay, so Colts I didn't watch in season. Cowboys I didn't watch. Rams and Chargers I didn't. Raiders I did. Browns I did. I did watch the Texans. Didn't watch the Rams. I'm inconsistent with it. I'm very inconsistent with it, but I do enjoy the show. I think when I have watched it, I've enjoyed it a lot. But it's just I'm not a show person anymore. I used to be like really big into shows, but then like honestly, I just started watching YouTube. I just didn't really care about shows anymore. I don't have I can have the attention span for them. Like I watched like Euphoria, for example, or like I just watched all the Harry Potters for the first time ever. And so like that stuff's a lot of attention span, but like it's just some things I just can't get the attention span for, even though it's football. It's just like, isn't it in the middle? It's in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, it's during like, preseason.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what? Oh yeah, it is. Oh my God. It's at the end of summer then is what I meant to say. So my mind went blank for a sec. I just keep thinking of like hot weather during that. So I keep thinking it's the middle, but whatever. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't watched it in a couple of years, honestly, but I do think it's a good show. And I think the Lions on it specifically, because I haven't gotten into my take on that. I think the Lions will be good. I mean, I want to see what they do in the draft so I can see like what rookies are going to be on it. Cause like, are they going to get like Hutchinson? Probably not. Maybe Evan Neal, maybe Thibodeau, probably not Hamilton. I really want to see who they draft in the first round at least, and how big of a part they'll have on the show. What Among Us, St. Brown. You didn't no.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to let it slide by, and you had to address it.
No, I wasn't letting that slide. I wasn't going to let you vent away from that. That hurt to say.
Anyways,
but either way, I want to see like them. If Jeff Okudah comes back, I'm very interested in him. I still think Jeff Okudah could be a good player, but because he's still young. Obviously, he's coming off the Achilles. Was it? Yeah, out in the week 1 game. And actually, in a video I had myself, Adam as a breakout player for the season, because we all know most corners. Well, for the last season, when the Rams won, but obviously he tore his Achilles because I was like, he was a rookie corner. Almost no rookie corner does good. I mean,
right.
Sure. Asante Samuel was fine. Patrick Surtain was pretty good at times, but besides that, it's like you don't really see a lot of rookie corners doing well. So I would love to see Jeff Okudah on Hard Knocks. I really think this is going to be a good Hard Knocks. Now, do I think I don't think they should get like good teams on Hard Knocks, basically. I think they should get like these teams or middle of the pack teams so you could see them actually making the important decisions of what they need to do. Obviously every team 1 to 32 has important decisions they have to make, but like these middle of the pack to lower teams, It's like seeing what decisions they have to make as a rebuilding team, like whether they want to keep the younger player, the veteran. I think that would be a lot cooler, which I mean we have now, than watching like the Cowboys. I don't know if the Cowboys was good. Believe me, I have no idea if the Cowboys one was good because I didn't watch it. So, but either way, that's my opinion on it, basically.
First, I got to say I was confused for a second because you said rookie corners that had good seasons, and you mentioned like Asante Samuel. I was like, I thought he was young. How does he remember when Asante Samuel was a rookie? And
I
I'm
just
like,
didn't say junior
yeah.
or second to both of those guys because they're both juniors. So that I guess that's my fault. But I knew what I meant, and now you figured it out. So that, yeah, my bad. But that's basically what I meant.
But I think I agree with you about Hard Knocks. I like when it's like younger, worse teams. I think those are more entertaining because
honestly, the teams might be more energetic because they're younger.
Yeah, I've been on and off with it. I watched, like as a kid growing up, I watched like all of them when they would be reruns on NFL Network, like all the old ones. The first season of the 2001 Ravens, that was the best one in my opinion.
Really?
But I watched like all of them through 2016. I skipped the Bucks. I watched the Browns, and then I haven't watched it since then.
You want to know which one I watched? I watched the Rams one actually because I remember there was this one wide receiver on that season. I got him and Cooper Kupp mixed up for a while, like when Kupp was like young. Let me. Dude, he like tore his ACL in training in preseason. I felt so bad for the guy because he was doing really well in practice and camp and all that.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, I'll continue. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt that, but
I really like the seasons where there's not like a huge star, where it's more focused on young players either trying to progress in their careers, which the Lions will have a lot of, or like young undrafted players who are trying to make the roster. I always found that the most entertaining part. So the Lions, who's their biggest star? Jared Goff. This is his third time on Hard Knocks, actually, which is funny. But I just like when it's a huge star, like when Antonio Brown was on, I just couldn't get into it because it was so much focused on him. And the show is always a week behind the live action because of just the nature of television. So he was already 10 off-field incidents ahead of where the show was when it was airing. So it was kind of hard for me to get into that one. But yeah, I think it'll be a good season, though I will say I think All or Nothing was a better show, and I'm sad they canceled it.
Oh, was that the Amazon one?
Yeah. And it was in season like they did with the Colts last year, but it was after the season so that they didn't hold back on anything. So even though the Colts was in season, they held back on things because they were still playing games, obviously. I like All or Nothing because it was the summer after and everything was up for grabs, basically.
Yeah. By the way, the receiver was Nelson Spruce. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name. I couldn't tell you anything about him, though.
No. He's like, he never really played in the NFL. It's just because he like tore his ACL that year. And he was a really cool story on it. But yeah, if they have like, I just want to see the cool stories on Hard Knocks, basically. I might watch this one, to be completely honest. And apparently, speaking of Lions, they're planning new uniforms in 2023. And that's one thing we want to talk about is new uniforms are coming out to all sports, NBA and NFL, next couple of years. Now, which talk about the one you've been looking at the most.
So the one that really caught my eye was the Washington Wizards. They announced these pink uniforms that's kind of like a gradient towards the bottom. It's all pink, and it's based on like the cherry blossom trees in DC. And I love when the uniforms like take an element of their city, but it's not like overboard with it. And I'm always just a sucker for pink uniforms for some reason. I love the Miami Vice ones and whatnot.
Yeah, those ones are nice.
And I don't care about baseball, but the MLB, the Washington Nationals had similar ones, which I really like the uniforms. I just say
are
that.
They nice?
Yeah.
Sorry, I genuinely hate baseball.
So do I.
Now,
I was trying to be nice for the podcast.
MLB, I don't like. I can watch like my college play or like something like that, or like my high school back when I was in high school.
I'd rather stare at a wall.
Yeah. But like, I just can't get into baseball. If you're playing it, it's kind of fun. You know, it's pretty fun if you're playing. But either way, so the jerseys. I love the Wizards ones. I mean, they're like really like, especially on Kuzma, a light-skinned god. Not as a player, just, you know, him. He's like 2 tiers down from Kelly Oubre probably, but like, you know, I think like the pink just like really complements like everything about Washington having to do with like the cherry blossom stuff. And I think it's going to be one of the better jerseys to come out, especially during October season, a thing in October. Yeah. I mean, like, that'll get a lot of women to buy their stuff. I mean, a lot that I want to talk about the NFL with pink washing and all that, but as that's not really something that I would want to get into in this podcast, but I think like for like October breast cancer awareness, I think a lot of women are going to buy like these Washington jerseys, whether it's the baseball or the basketball. So those are some great uniforms. Apparently there's some NBA alternate leaks.
Yeah. You mentioned you wanted to talk about uniforms, and I remember this from like a couple weeks ago. A bunch of the city edition alternate jerseys got leaked on sportslogo.net. And
for our YouTube viewers, there will be a picture of the uniforms on the screen.
Correct. So I'll let you take a look at them currently, and let me know which ones.
I like Phoenix. The blue with the Suns logo obviously on it, but like I like the blue with that because I think it like really goes against all their other ones. You know what I mean? I like San Antonio. That's like a teal, I guess. I mean, it's not bad. Definitely, I think it looks good. Like we already talked about Washington. I do not like the Pelicans. We've seen those jerseys before. I think they're kind of ugly.
A lot of these teams keep just recycling the same ones, just with a slightly different
Miami.
Twist.
Oh, one thing about Miami that brings me back. I know you definitely watched the show as a young child, Rugrats. You looking at that one? You see like the kind of like Rugrats reference there. I don't think they meant to do that, but like you can see it. Golden State's not bad. It's like kind of weird towards the bottom, but that kind of adds to it too. OKC is just boring. Same with Milwaukee. Milwaukee kind of like the same thing like Phoenix. It's a different color than what usually is. I just don't think they do it as well.
I like the Celtics. Obviously, it's basically their old Christmas Day jerseys with that script font, which when Nike
I think we
took over, they took
creative.
away. I think they could have had better, but I'm glad to see these make a return in some fashion.
Yeah, I guess.
And I also like Portland with the PDX, which is the Portland International Airport. These have been like rumored / fans have just wanted them for, I've been seeing like fan designs of these for probably a decade or so. Yeah. So it's nice to see them finally come back. I like the color scheme. Other than that,
Cleveland's kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't even see that one. Yeah, I like Atlanta too.
Where's Atlanta?
The very first one.
Yeah, Atlanta's is like classy.
Right.
You know, it's like if there was like a suit version, if that were to describe like or be compared to any other type of clothes, it'd be a suit. You know, like if a jersey were any other type of clothes, that would be like a suit and tie. You get what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, I see it. I know what you mean.
Well, I don't know. I guess the leaks are cool. Will we see all these? Maybe, possibly. I have no idea. But I mean, hey, the Wizards one is there. So maybe. But there's also, as you were talking about the Christmas throwbacks, there's also some NFL throwbacks that are coming back. And it's the Eagles Kelly Green and the Bucks cream side. I'm a big fan of the Eagles Kelly Green. I cannot wait for that.
I feel like every single NFL fan on the planet is a fan of those
Everybody
jerseys.
is. Even if you don't like the Eagles, you love those jerseys. If you're a Giants fan, you love those.
I don't know why they took them away in the first place, and then they brought them back as throwbacks in like 2010 and 2011, and then they just went away again. I don't know why. It's not a consistent thing, but it's much better. They're just bringing them back as like alternate throwbacks. I would personally be happy if they just took over full time because I like them better than their current uniforms.
Yeah. Their current ones aren't bad.
Yeah, they're not bad, but
it's like those are just sick. Like they're
right.
That's like a great jersey. But yeah, I agree with you.
And how do you feel about the creamsicles?
I mean, let me remind myself. Let me just
because this is a very hot topic.
Oh yeah, okay, it is
People
the ones I
either
was
hate
thinking of. I just had to
them or
make sure.
love them.
No, like
You don't like them?
one game a year, do it. You know, no.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I love the
creamsicles. You love them?
Yeah, I don't think it's like it's not even like a so bad it's good. I just think they're genuinely good, but I don't think they should be a full-time thing. I like them coming back as throwbacks. They're better when there's space in between them. Like, oh yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
I actually have a Vincent Jackson creamsicle throwback jersey, and I have a Randall Cunningham Kelly Green Eagles jersey. So maybe one day.
Crazy?
Let's hear it.
Well, it's not actually crazy, but I have minimal jerseys to my name. NFL
That's
jerseys,
so crazy.
I have well, no, I'm saying because I know you're a jersey guy. You own like a ton. I have a LeGarrette Blount Patriots one and an Edelman one, and that's it.
Why were those the choices?
Well, I love LeGarrette Blount.
I'm a Steelers fan, so like I don't have fond memories of LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, you played well for us, obviously, and had some issues with you guys. But
you don't even have a Tom Brady and you have a LeGarrette Blount?
No, because I didn't want to get a Tom Brady. I want to be different. Because everyone has Tom Brady, everyone has Gronk. It's like, no, I want LeGarrette Blount. I mean, I don't smoke, but like, it's still funny to have Blount in the back on my back, you know. Shoot, if I ever went to Hemp Fest, which is in Boston, I could wear that, which I would never go, to be honest, because you know, I'm just not whatever. But yeah, I just think I also just like him as a player. I mean, I've tried to reach out to him before, it hasn't worked, obviously, but whatever. So
yeah, I've tried to reach out to Selena Gomez, hasn't worked.
It's not the same thing, all right? That's a little different. Yours is a little less realistic. But what are the Lions ones they're planning?
Nothing has been released as of yet.
Oh yeah,
but they were thinking about doing it this year, but it got pushed back to 2023. I would like them to be more minimalistic, like they had before this current set, which they just introduced in like 2017, which most people didn't like. Like they're not bad jerseys, but it's an obvious downgrade of what they had. I love their throwbacks where it's like minimal stripes, just straight colors, because they have one of the best color schemes in the NFL, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So,
would you say the Kelly Green is your favorite throwback jersey of all time?
You know,
don't do it.
What?
Oh no! Don't even. I know what you're gonna say. The Bumblebee. No.
Listen.
No.
Listen. When I started collecting jerseys, you know how I started collecting
jerseys? Let me guess. You got a Palomalu.
It was because I was so desperate to find one of those jerseys. And it was an Antonio Brown. This was even before he blew up. This was in 2012. I got one. And like when they were first announced, like the very first time, I was like, what is this garbage? But like by the time the season came around, I was like, you know, it's kind of fresh. Like, I can't even lie. And then I saw them in action, and they wound up winning basically every game they ever wore them in, except for one time when Byron left, which was the starting quarterback. So I like, it's not even like a Steelers bias thing, and it's not like a I'm trying to be funny thing. I genuinely like the Steelers Bumblebees, and I wish they would come back. To brighten your mood, I'll say I also really love the Patriots red throwbacks.
Yeah, those are nice. I mean, my favorite's the Kelly Green, and then it goes to Patriots red. But yeah, that hurt. I mean, like they're fun. I like them because I think they're so bad it's good type of thing. But I mean, just genuinely like it.
Like, I think they're at least better than like some of the other throwback, like the ones the Broncos wore in 2009 when they had like the striped brown and yellowish socks. Like,
dude, I was
that's one that
old in 2009. Let me look these up.
That's one where I say it's so bad it's good, but I don't objectively think it's good.
Yeah.
Like I do with the
Wait, like the yellow ones?
yeah.
Yeah. See, obviously, like I said,
That was when
if you've heard of me before, I started watching in 2014, so I had no idea these were a thing until right now. But yeah, those are terrible.
Josh McDaniels is the Broncos coach, and they beat the Patriots to start the season 6-0, and he started fist pumping all throughout the stadium, and then they finished 8-8 and missed the playoffs. But
it's Josh McDaniels for you. Hopefully that doesn't happen to the Raiders, that my new video doesn't get ruined. You want to know what's crazy about that? It got like 2K views in a day and then got like 100 since.
Raiders fans are crazy.
No, but it's died. It lasted a day.
YouTube is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
We've both been making these videos for years, and I still don't understand why certain things pick up on the algorithm, or why things don't, or why they drop off.
Yeah. But so yeah, I would definitely say my favorite is the Kelly Green. Second would be the Pats red, just because I mean those are the two I've been I was introduced to the earliest of the throwbacks, whether it was through Madden or just like highlight videos or something like that. So I kind of just like liked both those ever since, and obviously everyone loves the Kelly Green. So, but I mean that's all I got for the NFL. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I think we should just slide on over to the NBA since this season is quickly coming to a close. Teams have 5 or 6 games left, and our beloved Celtics have suffered a pretty devastating loss recently, and not just on the court. Would you like to discuss Robert Williams, defensive anchor? He tore his meniscus. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. He might be able to return for second, third round of the playoffs, but if so, he's definitely not going to be 100%.
I guess.
What do we think of the Celtics shot?
If we play the Raptors in the first round, I'm confident. Except for the fact that we don't know if we're vaccinated or not, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But it hurts a lot. Every single year, somebody is hurt. Someone, anyone. Jaylen Brown, Kyrie and Hayward.
And then the 2018, literally.
Isaiah Thomas as well.
Isaiah Thomas. Even going back, Kendrick Perkins was out the 1 year. Kevin Garnett was out the 1 year.
That one matters.
Rondo got hurt. Ray Allen got hurt. Avery Bradley got hurt. Like, luck of the Irish is a myth.
Single year that we have a chance, somebody has to get hurt, and it's our best defensive player. Now, do we have depth at the big man position? Yes.
Al Horford needs to come through. And
exactly.
I'm so thankful for that Daniel Tice trade.
Oh, yeah.
But,
now, yeah. At the time, I was like, dude, why would we get rid of Schroeder for Tice? Because, like, I mean, Schroeder wasn't terrible, but, like, he wasn't, like, you know. But either way, but now it's looking good because we need it. And I don't think our defense will drop off awfully. But I don't obviously.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be. Yeah, they've been number 1 in the NBA by a long shot since the start of the new year.
Yeah,
I don't think they might not even be. They'll still be one of the best defenses in the NBA, but they might not be top 5 even without him. I don't know. We'll see how everything shakes up. I saw this stat on Twitter from Kirk Goldsberry. It was the lowest points per shot allowed as the closest defender this season. And Robert Williams was number 1 in the league, ahead of Rudy Gobert, ahead of Jarrett Allen, Bobby Portis, a bunch of top guys. He averaged 0.90 points per shot allowed. He's just been a monster. And I said this on one of our previous podcasts that he's going to be in a defensive player of the year in the future.
Yeah.
He could have, if they finish this season strong, he could have been in the race this year with how he's been playing. So it's just a huge loss all around, and hopefully they can rally around their other centers.
Yeah. I mean, hey, in the long run, it's all about his health because say he doesn't come back, say he tries to come back too early, it ruins his whole career.
And like when 2 years ago when Gordon Hayward got hurt and he came back, he didn't suffer another injury, but it ruined like the chemistry on the court.
The bubble year?
Yeah, the bubble year. It was just a mess when he came back because they didn't know how to rotate everybody around
Yeah.
his injury and whatnot.
Me and my roommate were actually talking about that year. Do you think the Celtics would have went to the finals that year if Hayward never got hurt?
Yeah.
Rolled his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
pretty
that's
confident
inevitable.
in that.
I think we were a better team than the Heat.
I don't think they would have beaten the Lakers, but I think they
Oh no, we would have lost to the Lakers, but I mean, just getting there, getting our guys more experience. I mean, yeah, we've gone to X3 conference championships with Tatum.
Two, 2018
2, 1 with
and
Brown,
2020.
2, 1 more with Brown, so 3 with Brown. Yeah. All right, cool. So I mean, like, yeah, they've had playoff experience. We're a good playoff team when healthy, and when like last year when everything was just going wrong for us. But yeah, this definitely hurts. I mean, sure, we got Tyson Horford, but that's all I got on this. I don't really want to keep talking about it, honestly, because I was expecting something and something happened.
Let's just switch over to the other conference then and try to ignore the Celtics. A bunch more movement in the Western Conference.
Let me pull up the standings real quick while you're talking.
The Warriors lost. So that bumped Dallas all the way up to number 3. They've been kind of like the Celtics of the West, just slowly, surely piling up.
Yeah,
wins.
I haven't heard anything about it though.
And like Luka Doncic has been dominating, just like Jason Tatum. But since he's in the West, they don't have a shot at getting to 1 and 2, so you don't hear as much about them. And then the Jazz have lost like 5 straight, so they've fallen down to 6. So that matchup, which was the 4-5, is still standing today as a 3-6. Only now Golden State and Denver's 4-5.
And that helps what we talked about last week with the whole Golden State playing Denver thing. But so I'm looking at the things now. Obviously, it's Phoenix and Memphis. We won't even talk about them. Dallas versus Utah already was the matchup, but now I like it even more now that Dallas has home court. Did they have home court the whole time?
No, actually, Utah was 4, but since they've lost, like I said, 5 straight, I think.
Oh yeah. But sorry, my bad. But yeah, I like it now that's in Dallas more because I mean I don't believe in Utah. I never have, never will. Any year, I've never believed in them because they're just not built for the playoffs. And I think everyone knows that by now because Donovan Mitchell gets exposed on defense in the playoffs. Rudy Gobert, although all-time defender, perimeter-wise gets kind of exposed in the playoffs because they purposely don't do that in the regular season, but then the playoffs teams are more perimeter centric when playing the Jazz. I mean, obviously they are no matter what, like regular season or playoffs, but like you know what I mean? We've seen it before.
And like they just, they lost to the Clippers last season. And the other night they blew a huge lead. They got outscored 39-21 in the 4th quarter in Paul George's first game back in months from an injury.
Dude, that was insane.
I don't know what, like I've kind of defended them, like it's not as bad as people say, but like at some point, like you have to step up in the clutch, and
they never do.
Regular season playoffs, like they just got to prove it at this point. Otherwise,
now the thing
there's got to be some changes.
I want to talk about something else with the standings. Sorry to cut you off there, but does Minnesota move up to 6? They're 2.5 games behind. They only have 5 games left. Utah 6. It's possible.
It's possible, but they've also kind of struggled recently. They're 5-5 in the last 10. They've lost 2 in a row. It would take the Jazz collapse to continue, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, but I like Dallas at 3 because I like their home court advantage over Utah because I mean, if it was in Utah, they would have a bigger chance, but I still think Dallas would win. But now that it's in Dallas, I think it's going to be a clean 5-6.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. I at this point, I don't see any way the Jazz can win that series. I think,
especially with how Dinwiddie's been playing.
Yeah, I think all of the top seeds, the top 3 seeds, should win easily, and then Warriors Nuggets is the only one that's really up for debate, in my opinion.
Yeah, that one's really up for debate. I mean, I could see, is Kawhi coming back for the playoffs?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Because
if he was,
if the Clippers are the 7 seed, not the 8, so like the playing goes well, Maybe.
Maybe
Now,
they could beat Memphis.
maybe they could beat Memphis, but I'm saying maybe. I'm being hesitant. You know what I mean? It's just a thought. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to happen, but it's just a thought.
Because they've been solid all year without either
anyone.
Kawhi or Paul George.
I mean, yes, they are under 500, but they're still a good team. They have Paul George back now.
And yeah, I think the play-in tournament for the West, the Timberwolves and the Clippers, I don't really see them losing to the Pelicans or Lakers or Spurs. So,
yeah, I mean, I think the play-ins I think it's set as a 7-8. I think the two might. Honestly, I think the two might switch. But I could see either team being the 7 or 8, and I could see, like I said, I could see the Clippers potentially beating Memphis in an upset. It would be a 7-game series, maybe 6 if that were to happen. But I do have Memphis winning. I just think it's a cool idea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got for the NBA. I mean, nothing's really going on in the NBA right now besides the season coming to an end. You know, the playoffs are starting soon, but now
there's only so much seeding talk we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to change every day. So
it's like every week the seeding's
set,
different, you know.
But if we're all done with NBA, you know what time it is.
Yeah, now I do. Instead of doing the outro, I'm gonna listen.
I actually had 2 questions. We'll see how you do with the first one if I want to go ahead with the second one. Both are kind of timely. From 2014 through 2021, so the last 8 seasons, there are 7 players in the NFL who have made 4 or more first-team All-Pros. Can you name them? Nope.
Aaron Donald.
Yep, he's number 1 with 7.
Trent Williams.
Nope.
Quentin Nelson.
No.
Brady. No. Rodgers.
Nope.
Really?
If he's made 3 in that time period, and his 4th was in 2011.
How many of them are defensive?
Defensive. 1, 2, 3, counting Aaron Donald.
And how many are there? Total 8?
7.
7. So let me try and get the 3 defensive out of the way. Von Miller.
Mm-mm.
Jalen Ramsey.
No.
What?
I think he's only made.
Wait,
2,
are they all
3.
active?
The defensive players, 1 is active and 1 is not.
Okay. Cam Chancellor.
No. But you're on the right
Sherman.
track. No.
Thomas.
No.
Bobby Wagner.
Correct.
I knew that.
I told you they were timely.
Oh, I get you.
So the other defender is no longer active, but he has 4 first-team All-Pros during that stretch of play.
When did he retire?
I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3. I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago.
What position is he?
Same as Bobby.
Inside linebacker. I feel like I'm going to be really dumb for not being able to remember this right now. So I'm just going to move on to offense.
Really?
Just for now.
All right. 3 offensive players. Yeah. 2 of them are, and 1 of them's a free agent.
I thought there were 4 offensive.
You're leaving out a unit.
Matthew Slater.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
I had someone in mind too. That hurt. One of them's got to be is it Zach Martin?
Yep, he has 5.
Tyron Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Travis Frederick?
Nope.
Marquise Pouncey?
Nope.
Any running backs?
Mm-mm.
No shot. Wide receivers. I'm guessing there's gonna be 2 wide receivers.
Just
0?
1.
Just 1. Gronk. Kelsey.
No.
I know we were just talking about wide receivers and I said tight ends, but Wait. So how many do I have right now?
You have 2 more offensive players and 1 defensive player.
So the wide receiver is Julio Jones,
Wrong.
Antonio Brown.
Correct. It's Antonio Brown. He's the free agent.
There's no more wideouts.
No more wideouts.
So there's one more offense, one more defense,
Yep.
and they're both active. Oh no, I mean the offense is active.
Yeah.
Is it a quarterback?
Nope.
Okay, so it's another offensive lineman. Joe Thomas.
He retired 4 years
Oh wait,
ago.
we were talking about active. I was trying to think of just someone who was really good, but teams offensive lines. Who's a good? I'm not looking it up. I'm just looking at NFL teams to
Good offensive lineman in the NFL.
No, I'm just pulling up the standings to look at teams. Joel Batonio.
Nope.
Marshall Yanda. Yep.
No.
Oh, why'd I say retired player again?
I enjoy these.
Mitchell Schwartz.
No.
Is he retired?
I get them.
Let me look at the NFC now. Brandon Brooks.
No. And he just retired anyways.
Oh, is
And
he?
Mitchell Schwartz is a free agent.
Okay. Andrew Whitworth. He just retired.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm being a brick with that. Dwayne Brown.
No.
Dave Bakhtari.
Nope.
Corey
Would you like
Linsley.
another hint?
Yeah.
He's in the NFC East.
Brennan Scherf.
Mm-mm. He's not there anymore anyways.
Oh, true. So he's an Eagle tackle.
I don't remember saying that. Did you
I'm such
figure
an
it?
idiot. The best center in the league, Jason Kelsey.
Yep.
The defensive
got it.
player, he's an inside linebacker, retired 2 years ago.
Come on. Him and Bobby Wagner were like head to head every year for the best linebacker in the NFL.
Is he also an NFC West player, former?
No.
Luke Kuechly. God damn it. Oh my God. What's the other one? What's the other question? I just want to hear it before I want to know if I want to answer it.
It was since the NFL's overtime rule changed for postseason play in 2010, 7 of 12 games have been decided on the opening possession. Could you name those 7 games?
All time?
No, since 2010. 7 playoff
Patriots,
games
Falcons,
decided
Super
on.
Bowl. I know that. Cardinals, Packers, conference championship game.
Divisional, but yes.
Division. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Obviously the Bills, Chiefs.
Mhm.
Can I get some years? How many are there?
There are 7, and you have named 3.
Yeah, can I get some years?
So the first one was let's say the most recent one besides Chiefs Bills was in 2019.
Did Minneapolis Miracle was regulation, right?
Yes, but
Saints, Rams.
no, because
No.
Drew Brees threw an interception. I'll just give it to you. It was
Yeah.
the Vikings and Saints played again. 2
Oh,
years
Kyle
after
Rudolph
that.
back of the end
Yeah.
zone. Yeah. So 4.
There's another one involving your team.
Whoa. Wait. 2019? 20?
No.
I said the Super Bowl. Was it the Broncos?
No.
Ravens.
No.
Oh, D Ford offsides.
Yep.
How many more?
2 more. The first
Year.
2. 2014.
Cowboys, Packers. Did that game go to overtime?
It was the week after.
Oh, Seahawks, Packers. Yeah. Oh yeah, because Curse. No, wait, that was Curse that caught the game winner, right?
Yeah, that was Curse. And then the very last one was the first one to occur, which I don't like to talk about. 2011.
Did the Super Bowl go to OT?
This was the year after the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, because we were the first OT Super Bowl. So, listen, I'm not gonna get this one. I barely know anything before, like game wise, before 2014.
This was like a worldwide thing, though.
Was it?
Tebow mania.
Oh my!
Oh, I love making you upset on these trivia questions.
It's because I'm not good at on the spot trivia like that at all.
That's why it's fun.
Do? Hey, here's an idea. We'll do a sporkle next time.
Ooh.
Okay.
That should be fun.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching my horrible trivia. I just want to say I do know NFL history, although I have been only watching since 2014.
You don't know who Stevie Johnson is.
Okay, my bad. But either way, I just sometimes struggle with like some stuff like that. But either way, thank you guys for coming on and watching the JM Touchdown Show. Again, my name is Joe Shea, Fanatics Sports, and joining me
Mike Kennedy
off is Mike Kennedy. Sorry, I said your name twice.
There was a pause, and
yeah,
we got to get better at this.
Yeah, whatever. But all of our links will be down in the description below. Clips will be rolling out on Monday. This will most likely be coming out on Friday, April 1st. I was debating whether to say Fools or First, but yeah, so it's most likely be coming out tomorrow sometime. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This is us at the JM Touchdown Show. Signing off.
I like how you told everybody it's going to be coming out tomorrow, but like they won't know because they'll be watching.
Yeah. I'm going to use that as an excuse in case I can't edit it in time. But good thinking. All right. Well, thank you guys again. This is us signing off. Have a great night, day, morning, whenever you're watching.